Hello everyone, my name is Bhavna Singh. I am working as an assistant professor at St. Andrews Institute of Technology and Management, Gurgaon. This is an online tutorial on software engineering. So let's begin with today's session. Students, in the previous section we have discussed about the size estimation and size estimation techniques like LOC and function point. And in this session we will discuss about these cost estimation, like what is software cost estimation, what are the various software cost estimation models. We will discuss about the COCOMO model, its types, and then COCOMO 2 model. So let's start today's session with the first topic, that is what is software cost estimation. Software cost estimation is a process in which we calculate the overall cost of the project. That means we are calculating the entire cost that will occur in the development of the project. It includes the cost of effort, the cost of hardware, all the training cost, all the communication cost, and the travel expenses, etc. So the cost of the project is derived not only from the estimates of effort and size, but from other parameters such as hardware, travel expenses, telecommunication cost, training cost, etc. They all should be taken into considerations. So cost estimation means we are calculating the overall cost of the software development project. Why we are calculating? Because it gives us the entire, or you can say the actual expenditure that will be incurred during the entire project development, so that it will serve as the basis of the project. And this will also help the managers to provide or allocate various resources for the project development, and they will be able to determine the how much effort will be required for development process and what will be the size. So all these resources, all these efforts, they can be calculated easily if we know the cost of the entire project. Therefore, in the initial phases we calculate the overall cost of the project. Now what happens, the software project managers that were taking care of the entire development process, what the people do, they calculate the entire cost, or they use various techniques in order to estimate these cost of the project in the early stages of the software. And they use various techniques like they use experts judgment, algorithmic cost modeling, and also they use the COCOMO model. COCOMO model is one of the most important, or you can say one of the most widely used software estimation models in the world. And this COCOMO, it stands for constructive cost model. It was introduced by Barry Boehm in 1981, and it is the most thoroughly documented software cost estimation model that was used as a process of reliably predicting the various parameters associated with making a project, such as size, effort, cost, time, and quality. That means this COCOMO model, that is the constructive cost model, it was introduced by Barry Boehm in order to estimate the entire cost, or in order to give an estimate of the number of people required for development of a software product. And it also predicts the various efforts and the schedule of a software product based on the size of the software. So all these things we'll be able to calculate with the help of this constructive cost model. And it is a hierarchy of 3 models that we will discuss in the coming slides one by one in detail. So let's first understand what are the various classes of the software product. Now we have mainly 3 classes of software products. The first one is the organic, the second is semi-detached, and the third one is embedded. We will discuss now each one of them in detail one by one. Now the first class is organic. In this class, relatively simple projects are developed by a small team of experienced programmers in a familiar environment, and it includes typically between 2 to 50k LOC. That means in this organic classes we develop the simple projects, or you can say we develop the small projects with the help of small team of experienced programmers that having the experience of the past programs. And this organic, it involves in developing the project having between 2 to 50 lines of code. That means the program's code, that is the source code, it involves between the 2 to 50 lines of code. And example of these organic classes may be the inventory management system, like the stock availability in which we check, and the data processing systems, or you can say that the simple business systems. And the team members that we are involving in this organic class, they should have a good application experience for the past program, so that they'll be able to work in this familiar environment. Then the second class is semi-detached class. In this class, an intermediate project is developed by a team of experienced and inexperienced staff, and this system falls between the organic and the embedded projects. That means using this class we are developing the medium sized projects, and we involve the team of members who are having the little bit experience, and will involve the inexperienced staff also. And this class will use to develop the projects having the between 50 to 300 lines of code. That means the source code, it involves 50 to 300 lines of codes. And these kind of classes are used to develop, like we are developing a new operating system, or we are developing a database management system. So this all these development of all these systems, it requires the team of experienced and inexperienced staff. That means they have the experience of the past programs that they have created in the past, like they have created some operating system in the past, but now they are creating a new version of that operating system. So a little bit experience of the past programs is also required in this class. Now we will discuss the third category of class, that is the embedded class. In this class, software projects must be developed within a set of tight hardware, software and operational constraints. It also requires well experienced persons. For example, when we are creating a flight control software for the aircraft, or we are creating a traffic control system, so in all these projects we require this embedded class. And this embedded class, it requires a well experienced persons or well experienced team members who have the experience or who have the knowledge of the these kind of systems. And this embedded class, it is used to develop projects that require the tight constraints, like that require the tight time constraints, you can say, and they require the software constraints, and that means they have to be completed within the specified limit of time and should not exceed that limit. And these are used in the projects that require, in which the source code is more than 300 lines of code. So this embedded class is used to develop, you can say, the large projects, or you can say the which requires the operational constraints. As we have already discussed that this COCOMO model, that is the constructive cost model, it is a hierarchy of three models. That is a basic COCOMO model, which is applied in the early in the project, an intermediate model that is applied when all the requirements are specified, and we have a complete COCOMO model. We also call this complete COCOMO model as an advanced model, and this is applied after when the design is complete. So we will discuss each of them in detail in the coming slides. Now let us first discuss the first category of COCOMO model, that is the basic COCOMO model. It is a static single valued model. It computes program development effort as a function of program size that is expressed in estimated lines of code. It is used to estimate small to medium sized software projects in a quick and rough manner. That means we are using this COCOMO model in order to estimate the software development efforts very quickly and in a rough manner. And it is used to determine the medium sized softwares. It is used to estimate small to medium sized softwares in a very quick manner, and it mainly deals with the number of lines of code. You can see in the program, or you can see in the formula also. And but in this case there is a demerit, that accuracy is not that much efficient, because we are not considering all the parameters that belongs to the project, like we are not considering the hardware requirements, tools and techniques, personal quality, experience. All these factors are not considered in this basic model, therefore its accuracy is limited. But it has the advantage that it is good for early stages of the software development, or it is good for if you want to estimate the software development in a quickly manner or in a early stages of the development process. Now E equal to A KLOC exponential power B. That means this is the formula for cost estimation of the basic COCOMO model, and it is used in the small to medium sized models. In this you can see that the values A and B, these are the constant values for the basic model, as you can see the values in the table also. In this formula, E is the efforts required in persons per month, and KLOC is the lines of code, that is the 1000 lines of code. So this formula is used to estimate the effort, that the overall effort that will be required in the COCOMO model. Now the next category is the intermediate COCOMO model. This basic model allowed for a quick and rough estimate, but it resulted in a lack of accuracy. Boehm introduced an additional set of 18 predictors called the cost drivers in the intermediate model to take account of the software development environment. And these cost drivers, they are used to adjust the nominal cost of a project to the actual project environment. Hence, they are helpful in increasing the accuracy of the estimate. Now you can easily correlate between these two models, between these two categories. Like in the basic model, we were consider only the lines of code, and the efforts were estimated based on the lines of code. But in this intermediate model, the estimate of software development effort is estimated in terms of size of the program as well as related cost drivers like product parameter, like hardware parameter, resource parameter, and all the project parameters. These parameters, they were not considered in the basic model, as due to which the accuracy was limited in them. And but all these cost drivers, all these cost predictors, they are used in the intermediate model. So therefore they are useful, or you can say they are helpful in increasing the accuracy of the model. Therefore it is used in almost all of the software development project in the early stages of their development. And now in this model you can see the formula, that is E equal to A KLOC power B into EAF. EAF is the effort adjustment factor, and as we have seen in the basic model, we have calculated the effort based on the KLOC only, where A and B are the constants. But in this intermediate model, we are considering these 15 cost drivers as well. So therefore we are considering all these KLOC as well as the 15 cost drivers in estimating the efforts. And in the coming slides, we will discuss about all these cost drivers in detail one by one. Students, in the previous slides, we have discussed about the cost drivers that were included in the intermediate COCOMO model, and because of these cost drivers only, the accuracy in the development process was increased due in the intermediate COCOMO model. So these cost drivers, they are categorized into four main categories, which are product attributes, hardware attributes, personal attributes, and the project attributes. Now we will discuss each one of them in detail. The first one is the product attributes. In product attributes, we discuss or we consider various attributes like what will be the reliability, what will be the complexity of the project, what will be the size of the database that we are creating. So all these things related to the product, these attributes are considered in the product attributes. Then the next one is the hardware attributes. In the hardware attributes, we consider various constraints like execution time, what will be the performance, and what will be the storage constraints, what will be the turnaround times. So all these things related to the hardware are considered in the hardware attributes. Then the next we have the personal attributes. In this personal attributes, we consider the about the persons, or we consider about the skills of the persons, like what will be the analyst capability, how experience he has, and what will the software engineer capability, what is the programming language experience they are having. So all these things related to the employees, or you can say related to the persons that are working for that development process, these are considered in the personal attributes. Then the next category is the project attributes. In this project attributes, we consider all the things that are required for the project development, like we consider all the software tools, or what will be the development schedule, or what programming practices, what programming languages we will use, what engineering methods we will use. So all these properties related to the project, they are considered in the project attributes. And on the basis of these cost drivers, we are able to calculate the accuracy in the development process, and these cost drivers, they are included in the intermediate COCOMO model. Now comes the third category, that is the advanced COCOMO model. We also call it as a complete COCOMO model. It incorporates all the characteristics of the intermediate version with an assessment of the cost drivers impact on each step, like analysis, design, etc. That means why we are calling it as a complete model, because in this all the significant aspects of the software development, they were captured, and the entire assessment of all these cost drivers, like that we have already discussed in the intermediate model, like product attributes, project attributes, hardware attributes, all these cost drivers, they were assessed at each phase, like analysis phase, design phase. And in addition to these cost drivers, this advanced COCOMO model, it has two more capabilities, like phase sensitive effort multipliers, that will help us to determine that how much manpower will be required, or how much manpower will be allocated to the project during the development process in the each phase. And the second, we have the three level product hierarchy. This hierarchy, it includes all the cost drivers at all the three levels, like it defines at module level, it defines at the subsystem level, and as well as the after integrating all the modules into the system level. So all these cost drivers, they were analyzed at each step of the project development. Therefore, we are calling it as a advanced COCOMO model or the complete COCOMO model. Now, these are the various development phases of the advanced COCOMO model. The first one is plan or requirements. What is this the phase? This phase is the first phase of the development cycle, and in this phase the requirement, it is analyzed, and the product plan are set up, and full product specification, they are generated. So this plan and requirement, it consumes about 6 to 8% of the entire effort, and 10 to 40% of the entire development time. Then the second, we have the product design. This is the second phase of this advanced COCOMO development cycle, and it is concerned with the determination of all the product architecture and the specification of the subsystems. Then the third, we have the programming phase, which is the third phase of the development cycle, and it is divided into two phases. Like first one is we are doing the detailed design, in which we are creating the blueprint or the architecture of the entire system, and the second is the code, or you can say the unit testing, in which we implement the actual code and do the unit testing. Then the next, we have the integration or test. This phase is the fourth phase of the development cycle, and it occurs before we are delivering the product to the end customer, and it mainly consists of the doing the testing of the entire product, and we are testing all the parts together, and then we are testing after integrating all the units into a entire system, and then we are testing the final product. So all these basic phases are the development process of the COCOMO development cycle. Now let us discuss the revised version of COCOMO model, that is COCOMO 2 model. It was also introduced by Dr. Boehm, and it is the revised version of the original COCOMO model. Original is the that we have already discussed in the previous slides. Then this new version provides a quantitative analytic framework and set of tools and techniques for evaluating the effects of technology advancements on software cost and schedule. That means this revised version is used to comply with the development process or the development products that were developed using the modern software lifecycle models, and it can be used to decide various situations, like we can decide what investment we have to do in the software, for example when to develop or when to reuse or purchase certain softwares, and it also helps to decide how to implement or how we can improve the various strategies of the development process. Now let us discuss the various categories of projects that were identified by the COCOMO 2. The first one is end user programming. End user programming, it means it includes all the small programs that were written by the end users, you can say, and they write various small programs using small application generators for these small systems. Like they have used various tools like MS Excel, or you can say MS Studio, for developing an applications by using all these user friendly tools. Then the second we have the infrastructure sector. This infrastructure sector, it is applicable to the infrastructure development software, like we can say operating systems or database management systems, etc. Then the third one we have the intermediate sectors. This intermediate sectors has further three subcategories. The first one is the application generators and composition aids. This application generators, it will create various capabilities for the user programming, and we can use various reusable components from the product lines, and it will help us to create the new development process from scratch. We can start, and so in all these starting from the scratch or developing a new product, it will, all these application composition and generators will be developed. Then the second part is the application composition sector. It includes various applications that are difficult to be handled by the previous solutions, but which are rapidly compostable from the interoperable components. And these applications are very much complex and large, and it requires the specified developers to development, or you can say specified applications for the development process. Then the next one is the system integration. It deals with the highly embedded systems that are very large scale, and it requires a significant amount of development activities which need to take care. Now these are the three stages of COCOMO 2 model: application composition estimation model, early design estimation model, and post architecture estimation model. So let us discuss each one of them one by one. The first one is application composition estimation model. See, this model is used in the during the early stages of the engineering process, you can say, or during the early stages when we are developing the process, and these are most suitable for the projects which includes the graphical user interfaces, in which we are using the how to interact with the users. Then second is the early design estimation model. This is also used in the early stages of the development process when we do not have the we do not have the knowledge about the entire architecture, or when the requirements are not known so much. So this model is used to get the rough estimate that how much cost will be required in the project, or how much schedule, what will be the schedule, and how much efforts will be required. So all these things they will be able to determine with the help of this early design estimation model. Then we have the next is post architecture estimation model. This is the most detailed one, and it is most detailed estimation model that is used after the entire architecture has been developed of the project, and we can use it in the development and maintenance of the software products, and we can use it to determine new cost drivers, to determine new line counting rules. So we can use various formulas in the early design estimates also. So this is how, using all these stages, the COCOMO 2 model is used to increase the accuracy of the development process. Now students, these are the most important questions that have the probability of coming in exams, and these are the most important questions that are framed based on today's session. So the first one is the what are the various classes that are involved in COCOMO model. In this you have to explain all these three classes, and like organic, semi-detached, and embedded. And the second question is explain various types of COCOMO model in detail. In this you have to explain all the three categories, like the basic, intermediate, and the advanced COCOMO model. So students, till now we have covered almost all the important topics of Unit 2, and that has the most probability of coming into the exams. In the previous session we have discussed about the size estimation and various techniques of size estimation, and in today's session we have discussed about the cost estimation and various cost estimation models. I hope you have understood the concepts well, and this session was very fruitful for you all. So in the next session we will discuss about the risk and risk management. Till then, you all take care. Thank you so much for watching.